Welcome to my craft room. Last week I posted a princess card, and of course I've got to do a Sir Knight card. This one you can personalize. You can change the knight's hair color. You can put his name on there. But first I need you to click the link down in the description. I made the base of this card public on Cricut. So if you click on the link, it will take you to your Cricut and put it on your canvas. Okay, and that's where we'll start. So let's go make it. Okay, here we are on the canvas. I asked you to click on the link that was in the description, and it should have loaded up this onto your canvas. If you haven't done that yet, pause it, go down in the description, click on the Cricut link, and it will put this on your canvas. Some of the cards I make use the 3 and some use the 1. We're going to use the 1 today, so we do not need the 3, so we are going to delete that. I'm also going to move the envelope out of our way so we have room to work. Okay, first let's change the colors here. All of these are going to stay light blue, but we need to change the frame, so the actual card. So we will go into layers. If it has a score line or an ink line on it, you have to go through layers to change the color. So we're going to do that. We're going to hit edit, basic cut over here, and we're going to change that to the light gray. There you go. Now these also need to be changed. Let me show you an easy way to do that. We're going to ungroup it. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this back. We're going to change that to the light gray, just like we did a minute ago. There we go. And these 3, you just drag your mouse or your finger across them and grab all 3. They are going to be the medium green. So you see right here in a line, you've got light, medium, dark. I'm going to make that the medium green. There we go. Then I will put this, you don't have to do this part, but I want to keep everything together so I can show you where everything's going to go once we're done. Yep. Didn't get that in the grouping. Did you see that? There we go. Group them all. Let's make sure. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to move this up here. This support system, this is what your castle is going to be hooked to. And you want it to make it the same color as your blue background. Now we're going to change that to the light blue. There you go. That's all done. Let's go in and get the images that we need for this card. So if you've never done images before, all images by number all start with #M. Okay, so let's do the knight first, which is that first number, 44EFC. Okay. There we go. Now, you see right here, I have a list of all the images that you're going to need. Once I show you how to do this, you click on it, it puts it down into insert, you hit insert, and it puts it on your canvas. Or you can load them all up and then hit insert once. It's totally your choice. Here you see the list of all the images that you want. I'm going to let you plug in all those code numbers, get everything that we've got here, get it put on the canvas, and I'm going to fast forward. I'll meet you over at the canvas once you get all of your images loaded up. Now we've got all of our images here, and now it's time for us to get everything ready to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and start on the knight. We're going to go into edit. He is 3.25 high, so he's not going to change much. There we go. Now that I've got him the right size, everything is except if you want to change his hair. So let me show you the easiest way to do that. We're going to go to actions and hit ungroup. There we go. Now, hair color is linked with everything else. I changed this to a bright red, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick while we're sitting here. There we go. Now, if you want to do a different hair color, say a brown or a blonde, then you are going to go to actions and then hit duplicate. Okay, so this is the one that goes with it with all the red. Now, since this is so small, I just changed everything to whatever the hair color is. Okay, so let's say it's brunette. Okay, so we're going to pick a brown. There we go. There's a good brown. And you're only going to use the hair part. But if you want to make like the club on his shield, the brown to match his hair, that's totally your choice. So there is the way that you do the hair, and we've got it into the right size. So I am going to go ahead and just group him again, just so we can kind of keep everything going. So you see what we're gonna do. There we go. That's where that goes. Now, the dragon. First, I'm going to change this color to the light green. There we go, just because it's easier for us to see this. And this is the fine point black, so that's good. Okay, now this goes with this, but as you can see, it's behind it. So I'm going to go down here to edit and arrange and bring it to the front so we can see it and make sure that we match it up. And it is matched up, but now we need to attach these together. So the Cricut program knows to put that on there, and we're going to go to actions and hit attach. There we go. Now, see, it's all one piece. So now we've got that all attached. Now his width is going to be 2.3. There. Sometimes I do the height, sometimes I do the width. It just depends on each image. So there he is. Now let's do the castle. Now I changed some of these colors. I changed some of it. Let's go into layers. Okay, so let's find it. It's highlighted. These I turned into the bright red, just to go with the night. And then I did these in the bright yellow to match the happy birthday. So bright yellow. There you go. And the castle is 2.5 wide. So we're going to go back into edit. It's not going to change it much. There we go. And that goes right up here in the pop-up section, just like that. Okay. Now your clouds. First, we're going to ungroup them. I'm going to drag my finger across both of these. We're going to go into edit, basic cut. We're going to change them to the bright white. There we go. That makes it a little easier. Okay, one of these is going to be 2 inches wide. So we're going to do 2 inches. Okay. One of these is going to be 1.5 inches wide. So 1.5. There we go. And then we are going to go into actions and duplicate. And that third one, back to edit, is going to be 1 inch wide. There we go. Clouds are done. Let me make these a little bigger so you can see. These clouds are going to be up behind the castle and the knight. So there you go. The road's an easy one. We are not going to need most of this. So first, let's find it. Oh, it must be up here towards the top. There we go. We just want this. Okay, so we are going to group it. Okay, we're going to pull out the road. There we go. We don't need any of this, so we're going to delete it. And okay, the road is, let's go into edit. We need to unlock this button in between the width and the height because we're going to be changing both of those. And the width is 5. And it's going to be 1.5 high. There we go. And got a nice long meandering road there. Okay, we're going to put it kind of where it goes, right there. Then the tree. We only need 2 trees because we've got the dragon hanging out right here. Okay, so we're going to do 2 smaller trees. These are a little different trees than what I had on the thumbnail because I realized too late that these were not access. images. So I changed it around a little bit. Okay, first let's change this size. The width is 0.75. Look, this is what happens when you don't relock your button. So you got to relock that button in between the width and the height. Do you see me blinking it? Okay, now it's going to be 0.75 wide. There. And then I'm going to go back to actions. I'm going to duplicate. And this one is going to be 0.6 wide. So we're going to go back to edit, width, 0.6. Okay. And I'm also going to change this to the dark green. So we're going to go in here and we're going to pick that dark green right there. Okay. So there's your two trees, and they go right up here. We are getting so much done. Look at this. Okay, the only other thing that we have to do are the frames. First, we're going to ungroup this. We do not need this part. We're going to delete it. Then we are going to change both the width and the height of this. So I'm going to unlock that button. And it's going to be 2 inches wide by 1.75 high. There we go. And the color is going to be the bright white. There you go. Now, I need 2 of these, so I'm also going to duplicate. Okay, one is going to go here with the surname on there, and one is up here for the happy birthday. Okay, so let's do the happy birthday really quick. I'm going to change these colors. Birthday is going to be the bright red. Okay. And the happy part, which is both parts, is going to be a bright yellow. Like that. There you go. And the size of this is going to be 1.75 wide. Oh, make sure you lock that button. See, I almost did it without locking the button. There we go. 1.75. There you go. Now, just like that. So now it's time to do the name. Okay, first we're going to make a text box, and we're going to go to BFC, Happy Winter. Happy Winter, that's exactly what we need. And this first one is going to be Sir. There we go. Now, I'm going to teach you something real quick on this one. And we can do it big so you can see it better, and then we'll resize it after. Now, you see, once we get down small like this, hold on, let me bring this over here so where you can see. It's the same writing, it's just not as thick. And so I want it to match just a little bit more, and I'm going to show you a real easy way to fix that. Okay, first we're going to ungroup. That ungroup to each one of your letters. Okay, and then we are going to go into edit and offset. Not what we want. So we're going to bring this way down here to 0.02. Perfect. There we go. Just like that. We're going to hit done. And now you see how that's made it thicker? But now what we need to do is we need to weld all these together. So if you want, you can pull these two out of the way so that it's going to weld them separately, or you can keep them in the same spot. There we go. And they'll weld them together. It doesn't matter. Either one. So we're going to click both of these and hit weld. There you go. We'll click these and weld. And then, of course, these need to be back to the bright red color. There we go. Just like that. There's your Sir. Okay, now see how it fits the width of the happy birthday. And let's go ahead and group them back together. And the size, let me find the size. There we go. It's 0.6 high. It's not going to change much. 0.6. There we go. Now, let's put the Sir right here. Oops, didn't want to do that. You're going to glue this on afterwards, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Let me make it bigger where we can do that. There we go. Okay, now for your name. Some of this depends on how many letters you have. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and do another text and hit Happy Winter again. My name I use is Hayden, Hayden. Okay. Now, then I'm done. And then let's go back into Edit and back to Offset. And look, it's already done for you because we just did the other one. How easy is that? So you click Done, okay? And then we're going to weld all these together. So we're going to go into Actions and hit Weld. There we go. And then we're also going to make this the yellow like in the happy. Just like that. There you go. And it's also going to be 0.6 high. Now, you may have to make it smaller than that just because if your name is, 10 letters or something like that. So, edit 0.6 high. Oh, what happened is this is the leftover from doing the offset and we don't need it. So, we'll delete that. And then the thicker one that we already made will go right into here, just like this. And you will glue it right there. Okay, so I'm going to group these, group this one so I can move them around. There we go. And the happy birthday. And there you go. Okay, before we go on to the next step, we're going to go into sync and make sure that all of our colors are the same colors. Okay, we've got the medium green, dark gray, light green, blue, red, bright yellow. I made the skin color the same color as the road, but of course, if your skin color is different, you would change that. And the white. You're ready to cut. So get all of this cut out. And then do me a favor that will help us when we get to the craft table. If you will glue this together, if you will glue this guy together, if you will glue this and this together, and even the trees if you want. And let me show you something about these trees. If you don't like the trunk showing, then you just, when you're done cutting them, just cut the little trunk part off of the green and put this behind it, and boom, you don't have it anymore, okay? So get all of those glued up, and when we get over to the craft table, everything's going to go really fast. We're here at the craft table. As you can see, it's been used a lot. Last week, I posted a princess castle pop-up card, and it's only fair that I have a Sir Knight one too. So let me show you this. This is it closed, and then when you open it up, you've got the pop-up castle, you've got the princess, you got the her name, you can change her hair color to match whoever you're giving it to. We're going to do the exact same thing with Sir Knight. So, and I want to show you too from above. This is a support that you're going to glue in there, and that's what the castle glues to. So it's very simple. I just want to let you see it ahead of time. Tips for you. I use art glitter glue. I buy it with the refill and this little one and this little tiny nozzle, or I don't know, tip, because it puts out really thin lines of glue, which means they dry faster. And this is really good paper to paper glue. And it's linked down in the description. And then, envelopes. This is not the right size for this project. It's just my sample. I bought a ream of larger copy paper, 12 by 18, that I use to make my cards, because most of the to make my envelopes, because most of the envelopes are going to need 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Because I send a lot of mine, I'm worried about weight a lot. So this helps me, and it's the same as any other envelope. So let's start to building. Okay, well, My score didn't come out exactly right, but no biggie. Nobody even know. Okay, you've got your full sheet here. You've got this scored one on the front, okay? And it's going to bend this way. Okay, just go slow. I just have a stylus. I have a Air 2, so mine doesn't score real hot. Now, we're going to go ahead and straighten this back out again. And we need to put our panels on there. Okay, now then we do the side panels, same thing. Super quick and easy. I try to get these guys the same across here. I don't know if I got it this time because I have a hard time seeing, because I have to put this out so far so you guys don't get my head in your video. Okay, but if it's not exact, don't worry about it. It's a handmade card. That's part of the charm. And nobody will notice. There's not going to be one person that's going to say, oh, your blue panels aren't even. There we go. There. Got, well, for some reason, I don't know why my corners aren't sticking. Okay, now let's do the same thing on this one. Now, this one is going to have the 2 score lines on this side. So, in the middle one, you're going to go down. Okay. And this one, you're going to go up like that. There you go, just like that. Okay. Now, let's get our panels on there. And boom, boom, boom. This will go really fast because you were good enough to go ahead and put all those little tiny pieces together. But whoever gets this, gonna love it. I mean, it's a castle. It's a dragon. What little boy doesn't want to be a knight with a castle and a dragon? I couldn't find any other drag. I usually don't try to do stuff with pen marks and stuff, just in case. But I couldn't, just in case other people don't have pens, you know, it makes it hard for them. But I couldn't, there was a ton of like Chinese dragons and stuff, but I had a really hard time. This was the only one I thought looked like a, well, there's another one. It looked like a an actual like castle dragon, you know. Okay, there we go. Now, how this works. Okay, this is a little scale model that I made. When it's closed, this goes across the top. Okay, then when you open it, it makes a box. See that? And then you see that little pink thing in there? That's your support. Okay, that's what you're going to glue the castle onto. But for this card, we're going to bring it up above. Usually it's flush, but today we're going to bring it up about ½ an inch. Okay, and the side tabs are going to butt up right against the back of the card. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, so I did mine about 1 inch above the bottom. Okay. Make sure you can see this, and you can just eyeball it. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can move it up if you want. You can move it down if you want, because we've got Sir Knight here, and you know, I still want enough room around him, right? So now you're only going to glue this square and this square. Half of this long piece. Okay, so once you get it where you want it, about 1 inch above, it doesn't matter, you know, 3/4, 1.25, doesn't matter. You're going to first glue this one down, and this is all easier to do flat. Okay, you're going to put glue on that square and then glue it in. Look, see, this has got to be able to move. So we're not going to glue this, and we're not going to glue half of this. Okay. We are only going to glue this part right here, okay? So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to stick my thumb in there. That way I kind of know, don't put any glue past your thumb, Okay, just like this. Okay, can you see that? Okay, and it's still flat. Okay, just like that. Look, that's it. Now, watch. See, this is going to be it closed. Here it is open. You already made your square. Okay, and now we're going to do our support, the inner piece in here that you're going to glue the castle on. Okay, so you're going to bend both of these in. Once you get them started, I want you to bend them pretty good. Run your fingers along them, you know, because we want them to kind of stay like this. So we're not dragging glue all over the card as we're trying to insert these, okay? So you're going to glue this, okay? But one side, doesn't matter which. Since we're going up a 1/2 inch, you don't want any glue there. So you're just going to do, you know, a smaller square of glue. It's not a big deal. This smaller goes on this side, okay? Now, I showed you this. We're putting in this pink piece. Do you see that? You see where I'm bending it so you can kind of see what we're doing? Okay. Now, I'm going to turn this sideways. I can't go in through the top or you're not going to be able to see me. Okay. So, this is the small square, big square, and the small square is going to go here. Okay. So, first, it's easier for me to do this short side first because I can see better. Okay. So, I'm going to get it in here at about 1/2 inch. I'm going to put my side down and then push it so it's actually butting up against the back. Do you see that? You see where it butts right up against the back? And since we're doing it in the background colors, the light blue, it's not even going to show. Okay, then we're going to glue it to the other side and then double check it. Now, if you have a little bow here, it doesn't matter. It's not going to show. You just make sure it's all flat because remember, it's got to fit in the envelope. There you go. Look at that. See that? Now you got a base for your castle. Okay. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead and get everything glued on. Let's do the happy birthday first. Okay. This is one of those cards. Sometimes cards are longer on the canvas and some are longer on the craft table. This one is longer on the canvas and longer on the craft table. Other ones are shorter on the canvas, longer on the crafts table. So it usually evens out pretty good. So then we're going to do both of the little messages. And on this one, look, it'll go, the edges butt right up against the sides, the panel sides. Okay, just like that. Then we're going to put our knight in. Whoa, I bent his arm. Look, I'm glad we're gluing this down and it's not floating up above. On the princess one, the flagpole was too flimsy for it to stay up since it was a pop-up. So we had to kind of mess around with it a little bit. Okay, I want to put him pretty much in the middle, and I kind of want him standing on this, maybe with a little bit of gap. Why? Because it anchors him. And when you put your road on here and we close it, the road is actually going to lead to him, okay? So, there's that. And all we've got left is this front panel. So, here's your dragon. Here's your road. The road is going to go, all the way to the very edge. And then it's also the top of it's going to butt up against this top here too. Okay. So you're just going to have to kind of make sure you get it where you want it before you push it down. You know, you completely glue it down. Okay. We know that it's going to go over here on this side. I'm going to have to move just a little bit to be able to see. Okay. I think that's pretty close. There you go. Now, see that? And then, boom. So, see, it butts up against the top. There we go. Now, this dragon is going to go on here because we can glue him to this panel too. Okay, he's not like floating. I could have made it so he's way over here, but then the road wouldn't work. So, so we're going to put him here so he can be glued really good on the background. Okay, here we go. Oh. Hey, you're almost done. Look how good you're doing. Okay, I kind of want his tail to overlap the gray just a little tiny bit, but I want, because see, his wing is right there next to the edge, just like that. And then the larger light green tree goes first. Or if you did all yours in the same color, the larger one is going to go first, and it is going to butt up pretty much right here. You know, it's going to stay in the green. Okay. And then the smaller one is going to go right here. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit. There you go. Look at that. That's done. We've only got one more thing left to do, and that's to put our castle in. Okay. So this is not going to have much room. You see that? It's about quarter, eighth of an inch, something like that. We want it to be even with this. Okay. That is something that we want, or just barely above it. But we kind of want I want the road to match up with the castle. Okay, so we're going to make sure, remember we just got about a half an inch, so we're going to run some good glue right here on the very bottom. So a little glue nicely onto that tab. Then first I'm going to just kind of eyeball it. There we go. Now I'm going to make sure, it's better to flatten it back out. Now I'm going to make sure that I am clearing that thing. So I'm going to glue it just above it. But be careful, you don't want, glue to get on the back or anything. So there we go. Look, you're done. Look how cute this is. You did a great job. I am so proud of you.